Have you ever held a grudge against someone and thought, I'll get them back later, only for them to die so it's too late? They win, taking that victory to the grave before you could settle the score. There's nothing worse than that. Fortunately, there is a solution if you're quick and have the know-how. Today, I'm going to give you the know-how. So first, you're going to need a vessel. It could be anything, really. But if you're planning on displaying it, you should choose something that fits in with your home decor. Or, if you hate your enemy enough, something you know they would absolutely hate. It's going to be their new home, after all, for as long as you feel like keeping them. Now, before I get to soul trapping, you're probably wondering who I'll be trapping today. Don't worry about that. All you need to know is that he deserves it. Normally, I'm perfectly happy with, run-of-the-mill vengeance solutions. But he had to ruin it and die on me, so here we are. But I'm a giver, so I thought, this would make a great idea for a tutorial. Since I'm doing it anyway, might as well film it, right? So anyway, this is a really simple project. I barely need to explain it, really. You only really need a few things. Resin, a heat gun, circles, a grudge, and of course, a recently deceased enemy. This doesn't work on the living or anyone who has been dead long enough for their soul to fully pass on. I guess you could kill them if they aren't dead yet, but I'm not telling you to do that. In fact, I'm telling you not to do that. I'm not liable. In fact, I'd really appreciate it if you'd please comment. I understand that I'm not supposed to commit murder and will only use a tutorial on enemies that were already dead, or something to that effect. I'm not over here all wink wink. Seriously, don't kill anyone. Also, I didn't kill anyone either. He wasn't looking where he was going, so don't try and pin it on me. First, we mix the base layer, resin and black acrylic paint. Black as the soul you're trapping. After all, if you're going to do this to anyone, they probably aren't a very good person. An interesting fact about black is that it isn't actually a color, and that's why it's important to include it in the base. Black absorbs all the colors of the visible spectrum, and also the invisible ones. You'll need that absorbency. A heating gun and a blowtorch will pop all the bubbles in the resin. Some bubbles are okay, but if you have too many, they might interfere with the spell. Don't worry, he won't feel it. He's not in there yet. When you're done, cover it. You don't want to trap dust, you want to trap your enemy. The less interference, the better your chance of success. Now we're ready for the first circle, and any symbols you'd like to include. Symbols are optional. The symbols themselves don't really matter, so long as they have a meaning to you. The meaning and the belief amplifies the power of the circles. The power is yours. You do what you need to make it work, and it will work. Circles are powerful in and of themselves. You can use them to keep something or someone in, or out. Circles have no beginning, no end, no direction, and can encompass all space and time without the limitations of being a fixed physical being. The first circle will be his, your enemy's, prison. Circles can also have a mind of their own, so you'll need a steady hand. Once you have the circle in place, and any symbolism you feel is right for the first layer, mix together a clear coat of resin and pour it over the top. Do not rush. From beginning to end, this entire process should take 7 days. Don't forget to use the heat gun to pop the bubbles each time you pour a layer. The next day, you'll be ready to add another circle layer with additional symbols as you desire. Think about the person you're trying to trap, and what they did to deserve it. Maybe you'll change your mind, maybe you won't. There's still time to turn back. Be sure to overlap the circles, except for the first one. On the 5th day, add the last of any symbols and apply a clear layer of resin. The heat gun is really satisfying, isn't it? He's not in there yet, but he will be. He'll have a lot of time to think about what he did. I haven't decided where I'm going to display him yet, but the possibilities are endless. Maybe the laundry room, overlooking the litter pan. On the 6th day, make sure you have everything in order. If you need to make any changes, now is the time. The final clear layer of resin is added on the 6th day. The ritual is on the 7th. Make sure the layer applies evenly. Cover it and go to bed early. You'll need your rest. Rituals are best held at midnight and 3 a.m. The ritual is simple. Closing your eyes, turn the vessel slowly. You can use a lazy Susan like I did, or you can hold it in your hands. Be sure to wear protective gloves if you choose to touch it, just in case. Speak their name, their full name, names of power. Say their name 3 times. This is also the time to state your intent, your reason, or tell them anything else you want them to know. They will hear you. They won't be able to help it. Do not open your eyes. Not yet. Eyes are windows. You don't want to give them an opening. Control the route they take, through and to the circles, to the final circle. What you say or don't say doesn't really matter. Only the name, the image in your mind, and the rotation. You'll know when it's over. You'll feel it. Only then can you open your eyes and gaze down into the prison you created. You can do anything you wish with them now. If, for some reason, you decide to free your captive, break the vessel. Don't worry, a soul cannot retaliate. It will move on to where it's meant to be. This will enable you to get closure and the last word. Nothing is forever, but if it suits you, you can have your family hold on to them for a generation or two. 100 years as an ashtray. How does that sound? Serve you right, jerk.